Today I'm sharing 5 quotes that caused me to hit pause and just take a quiet moment or two to let the words sink in. These are a few of the thought-provoking statements that I've come across lately, and while they may not be the most recent or the most shared, for a variety of reasons they felt to me like the most relevant right now. I hope you'll take a few minutes to contemplate these words and let them inspire you in your work and daily life. First up is this quote that comes from Jacob Ward, technology correspondent for NBC News and author of How AI Limits Our Choices and Shapes Bad Habits. On a recent episode of the podcast Feedback Loop, Ward argues that big tech is commissioning top industry talent to enhance the power technology holds over us by manipulating our choices and directing our behaviors. Here is one line from that interview that really grabbed me. The great irony of it is, we've used the best parts of ourselves to make money off the worst parts of ourselves. For a little more context, Ward is making a pretty convincing case that the more we become anxious and uncertain about the world and our future, the more vulnerable we become to reacting impulsively to the messages we receive through the media. Ward argues that big tech, driven by profits, is intentionally designing a media environment where AI can more efficiently prey upon the evolutionary weaknesses that are baked into the primitive, hyper-reactive parts of our brains. So even though the irony in this quote comes with a bitter taste, it still feels like it makes good food for thought. Hi, it's John from Singularity in the Round. Before jumping ahead to number 2 on my list, a few quick notes. These statements come from a range of sources and a mixture of people who describe themselves with titles as varied as musician, tech geek, journalist, author, comedian, mathematician, and more. For some reason, these little fragments rose out of the swelling floodwaters of media and hype like tiny islands of wisdom. Maybe it was the context, or it might have been my own frame of mind. But in one way or another, these words seem to help me get a little closer to the emerging truths about the technology that is sending shockwaves throughout our world right now. My list here is more about organizing than ranking, but with that said, if you end up choosing a favorite from this list, I hope you'll share your thoughts below. Now let's get right back to it with number 2 on my list. This one comes from Canadian musician Grimes. In an entertaining interview with Lex Fridman, she covers a wide range of topics and at one point drops this gem. Now is the moment to reprogram the human computer. Now I'm not really that familiar with Grimes, but she dives right into this interview with big ideas like we can choose our own evolution. And she is not shy about making bold claims such as we have already evolved into a new species. Grimes believes humans have the power to adjust our course at this critical moment. In fact, we have a responsibility, she says, to be proactive in the way we direct ourselves toward creating a positive future. What grabbed me about this statement is that it points out the idea that even with all the focus on AI, humans behave according to a form of programming too. Grimes suggests that we are not bound by the fixed reality of read-only files, but that we have the capacity to both read and write our path to the future of our choice. Some may be tempted to dismiss Grimes as overly optimistic, but I think passionate voices like hers provide a refreshing counterbalance to the growing stream of doom and gloom that you can find out there. Next up is John Oliver. Somehow, out of his monologue packed with clever barbs and one-liners, this statement instantly resonated with me in a way that rose above the context of humor and entertainment. The nature of unintended consequences is that they can be hard to anticipate. In this episode of Last Week Tonight, John Oliver delivers a witty and entertaining diatribe on AI that spans nearly half an hour. Amazingly, especially given the seemingly impossible rapid-fire pace of his delivery, his energy level is matched by the quality of his material. With artists and writers scrambling to figure out their next career moves given the meteoric rise of generative AI, this line about unintended consequences has a profound and foreboding ring to it. It's one that I'm afraid you might find handy to recite in your own conversations sooner rather than later. Next up is number 4 on my list, mainly because this bombshell is delivered in just 4 words. Art is dead, dude. Early in my career, I worked in the marketing department of a large tech company. One of the copywriters had a list of examples of simple, powerful writing pinned to his cubicle wall for inspiration. Among the 20 or so examples on the list was this 3-word gut punch. Mother is dead. There isn't much more that needs to be said when a snippet of copy delivers a painful truth in such a brutally honest way. In that spirit, I'm tempted just to leave this one hang out there. Just 4 words staring back at you for you to ponder. However, I would feel a little remiss if I didn't offer at least a shred of context, especially if the story is new to you. In brief, artist Jason Allen entered an AI-generated image in a Colorado art contest and won. The news of his award made it to Twitter. And yes, you guessed it, controversy quickly ensued. In an interview with New York Times writer Kevin Roose, Allen issued the now infamous declaration, "Artist dead, dude." To which he added, just in case you missed his point, it's over. AI won. Humans lost. Oh, and just a reminder, there are links to this article and my other sources below. This next one comes from Twitter, posted by Santiago at SVPino. AI will not replace you. A person using AI will. I'm not currently very active on Twitter, and this quote came to my attention in a random way. I do not follow Santiago, and I didn't do much to dig up any context for this tweet. Instead, I think it's kind of useful to simply contemplate his words and let them percolate with your personal ideas about AI and how it relates to your hopes and anxieties about the future. What are your thoughts about this? I'm curious, in your opinion, how accurate is this statement? How does it make you feel about your own career prospects moving forward? I'd be interested in your thoughts. And finally, it always feels good to underpromise and overdeliver. With that in mind, I have a bonus quote for you today from yours truly. The name for this channel, Singularity in the Round, arose from the concept of theater in the round, a type of venue that allows for vantage points from all angles. In that spirit, I hope the name conveys this channel's willingness to entertain a wide range of views while also referencing the emphasis on culture, art, and the humanities. But I found that the term singularity is still unfamiliar to some, and definitions can be varied. It's one of those words that has come to mean different things to different people. I wanted to come up with my own personal, non-threatening way of describing singularity. Something simple and catchy, a definition that was free of references to black holes and space-time. So right here, I'm unveiling my new family-friendly explanation. Singularity is the moment we stop doing AI and AI starts doing us. Let me know your thoughts. Thanks for watching, and remember, you heard it here first. One final note, I'm always looking for ways to improve this channel. Please let me know your ideas on how I can do it better. If you enjoy Singularity in the Round, please consider helping it grow. Right now, the easiest way to support this channel is to purchase my original art prints. You'll find this unique collection exclusively at Singularity Gallery. Prints are available today at the link below. As always, thanks for your support, and I'll see you next time.